Hi folks, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you haven't been before. Today, something a little bit different. For a little while now, I've been thinking about getting a dash cam for the car for when we go in here, there and everywhere out on our adventures, and we've been talking about it for a few months. Lo and behold, very good people at Vantrue reached out to me and asked if I'd like to do a review of their latest dash cam, which is the Vantrue N4 Pro or Nexus 4 Pro. Obviously I said yes, I would love to. So first things first, we're going to do a bit of an unboxing, show you what you get in the package, and then we'll install it in the car, go through some of the features, and I'll give you my honest review. So let's get into it. Right, here's the box. You will have to excuse my squeaky chair, it is not good. So here's the box. Freshly delivered today. Let's see what we get inside. First thoughts on the packaging, very, very good. Good, solid, good packaging, nicely printed on the outside. Right, let's open the package. Handy little tab to pull. Let's see what's in the box. Okay, so first things first. When you open the box, you have got a little instruction card there with what to do and what not to do. It's going to be useful for me. Where do we start? This is the rear facing camera. Now the Nexus 4 Pro has 3 cameras, so it records in 3 channels. You have obviously the front camera, you have a rear camera, and you have a camera that records the in-cabin view, which also records at night as well via infrared, which produces a black and white image, coloured image in the day. So you've got 3 channels. You get 4K out of your front camera, you get 1080p out of the rear, and 1080p out of the camera that records in the cabin. So anyway, this is the rear camera. This obviously swivels as well, so the camera swivels, so once that's set on your rear screen, you'll be able to adjust up, down and adjust the view. So that's the first bit. Secondly, which looks like the main camera itself. So that is the front screen. Again, you have an adjustable camera which will be the inward facing camera for the cabin to film inside the car, checking you've got seatbelts on, or if somebody's leaning in your window having a chat with you or something. If there's an incident, you've got that recorded. And obviously on the front there you've got the nice big 4K HDR camera. Now Vantrue have got the Starvis 2, which allows 4K HDR recording, so I'm quite interested to find out how that works, especially at night when the glare of headlights. Will you be able to still read number plates, etc.? So we'll find that out. Under here, the other part of the box, we have the actual mount itself that will go on your windscreen. One thing I do need to mention, and that is that this mount is magnetic, so if you want to remove the dash cam easily, you haven't got one of those suction cups or anything like that. You literally just undo the magnet and it comes out. Feels pretty good so far. Obviously we'll see what it's like when we're in the car. I'm guessing this is the power cable. Now Vantrue do a hardwire kit, so you could permanently hardwire into your car. It doesn't come with that, it comes with this option. Obviously most of you have the outlet socket, 12 volt socket, so that'll plug in, we'll route the wires around nicely. One thing I do like is, even though say you've only got a single socket in your car, you still get a USB socket there, so you can still power other devices via the USB once that's in your socket. So you've got a cable, plenty of wire on there. Right, okay, that's good. So we have actually got a little pry tool there, you see. So obviously when I'm routing the cables, I'll probably need to be prying apart some of the trim. Maybe you don't want to be using metal screwdrivers and scratching your car up. So that is a lovely little touch and very useful. So also in here we've got a spare 3M sticky pad for, I'm guessing that would be the rear camera, and a spare pad which will be for the front mount. So we've got a couple of spare pads if you don't get it right first time. We'll see what happens on that front when I come round to fit it. That is the cable that you'll use to run from your rear camera through the car to the front. Looking at it, it looks like it's more than enough. I'm not quite sure how long it is, but that's going to be more than enough for most cars, vans, you name it, it should be enough. You do get, obviously, the instruction book, the manual, that'll allow you to run through all the settings, etc. 2 alcohol wipes to clean the screen before you install the cameras. A lens cleaning cloth. And then what there is here is 2 protective plastic film. Now this is supposed to go on they stick to your screen, and then you stick the mount to that. If you're not too bothered about taking out the whole thing, i.e. if you're getting rid of your car very, very soon, for example, you can take that off without having any problems if it's stuck on the screen. Myself, I might not use these because I'm not 100% sure these actually stick very well to the screen. So we will see. The 3M, I shouldn't think there'd be any issues with the 3M actually sticking to the glass itself, but for these, not 100% sure. I'm confident in them because I've had issues with things like that before, but we will give them a try and we will see what happens. Also in the box, which I think is quite a nice touch, we've got a couple of stickers there just to stick on, just to let any prospective naughty people know that you're protected and you've got 360-degree monitoring, because don't forget you've got the front camera, the back camera and the camera in the cab. So that is pretty much it. Just one more little bag, and that contains a USB to USB-C data transfer cable, which you can use to transfer data from the Dashcam to your computer. Personally, I'd probably do it by taking the SD card, which is underneath here. I think it takes up to a 512 meg data card, which is more than enough. That slots back on there, and that is magnetic as well, so as you can see, and that is also a button there, which if you have an incident, you push that and it saves your recording. It's also the on-off button. So you've got 4 buttons on here. This allows you to access the menu via the screen. But what you have also got is an app. You've got a QR code on the box there. Now there is an app which will allow you to access all the features on your Dashcam via the Wi-Fi. It's got built-in Wi-Fi. Okay, so I'm going to give that a go now. Just open the camera, scan the relevant app for your phone, get the app, verify who you are, or look at my face, thank you. That's now downloading, and that will download the app, which allows you to access all the features on the camera, set up your settings, etc. And also you can transfer your footage from the camera to your phone via the app as well, if you don't want to take the SD card out and plug it into your computer and do it that way. So it gives you options. Alright, so we'll go through all that once we get round to setting it up properly, and that is basically everything in the package. So the next thing to do is to go and work out where I'm going to place the cameras in the car, get it fitted, talk through some of the features, drive around a bit, show you some of the footage, give you my thoughts. I'll bring you back in a bit. Well, we are now in the car. The first thing I'm going to work out, I think, is going to be the placement of the actual front camera, because my car has this black strip, whatever it's called, above the mirror, which would be the obvious place for me to put the cam. It may make it difficult, so I'm going to have a look and let me see whether I can get this placed, figure out exactly what I'm going to do with it. Right, so what I've done is I've ran the power wire from up here. I've decided where I'm going to place it. It is due to I think these are designed originally for left-hand drive cars, therefore, so I've decided I'm going to be mounting it just to the left of my mirror here. Got to be a little bit careful where I mount it because I've got this black strip, like I said. Hopefully the interior cab will still pick up most of the interior. If it does, happy days. If it doesn't, then I may have to move it. Anyway, the power wire is now run up through my headlining. I've come down inside this trim, inside the rubber of the car, through this seal. You literally just pull this back and the wire goes in behind it very easy. It comes across. I've ran it round dashboard. For now, it's not too bad. It's pretty tiny. It's unobtrusive, I think is the word, so it's not in the way, it's not causing any difficulty. And the cigarette lighter adapter here for my car happens to be down here, which is good. That works perfectly fine, and we'll plug in there. So what I've got to do next is run the wire to the back of the car towards the windscreen for the rear cam, and I'll probably run that down the passenger side so it's not double crossing the wires, and I'll bring you back and give you a look when I've done that. But just a quick word on how much wire you do get to run for the rear cam. It is just massive. I think it's something like 6 meters, which is about 26 feet, something like that. More than enough for a car like this. This is a Ford Focus. Vans, longer vehicles, not a problem. Plenty of wire. You can probably see I've run up under the seal again, and I'll try and get under the trim and place the wire nicely ready for the rear camera. Right, just to give you a quick look, we've come all the way along the trim as I showed you, up under here. What I will do at a later date is I'll come up through here to make it even neater, but for the moment we're in here. We've got up underneath this trim, comes in there, and I've mounted the rear facing camera just there. Little tip, make sure you can read Vantrue when you lift your boot tailgate up, otherwise the camera will be upside down. Right, let's go back to the front of the car, put the dash cam in, install it, and see where we're at. Right, like I said, we're back in the front. Like I said, a little bit tricky figuring out where I'm going to mount it. The actual running of the wires wasn't too bad in this car. Like I say, a lot of the rubber trim is easy just to pop off and put back in. Pretty easy, not a massive job. You just got to be patient, very patient, and just take your time with it. Like I said, because I think originally they were for left-hand drive cars. The interior facing camera is on the right hand side, which for us over here in the UK is a little bit difficult, but don't really want it in my face there. I don't mind it over here in the passenger side, so that's pretty much where we're going to go. I think we'll get that put up and see what it's like once it's in. Right, there we are, all in place. I've had to put it this side of my mirror. Like I said before, I have got this black strip there, so I can't really have the camera directly in front of that. It is adjustable, you can tilt it. Obviously I'll set that up a little bit better once I've got everything connected. So now the next thing is to connect it to the app on my phone. So I'll show you the screen recording and I'll show you the process of that. Right, so I'm just in the settings now. So with system setup, language English, Wi-Fi auto on, Wi-Fi mode, let's go 5G, Wi-Fi info. Password on there is set to default. Voice control standard, voice content, we'll look at that at a later date. Let's format the SD card. Formatting complete, so that's good. Time and date, time zone should be set to London, which is correct for us here. It should be about right. That's files and that's record setup, so let's go into there. In here you can set your resolution, front, cabin and rear, which is what we want to do. So we've got 4K coming at the front, 1080p in the cabin, 1080p at the rear. The rest of it we really don't need to mess with. Loop recording is set at 1 minute. Now I'm not sure, but let's go 3. Let's go in the middle for 3. I'll read up and find out which is the best, which should be good to go. Right, now I'm going to try and set up the Wi-Fi and connect with the app on my phone. Right, so let's pick up the phone. I've started to record my screen, so hopefully you can see it there. Let's open the Vantrue app. So hopefully it will pick it up. N4 Pro there, so we click on that. We enter the password, which was default, and we will connect. Let's hope. Well, it looks like we're connected. Let's get back into the app. And there we have it. He says confidently, there we are. So you can see the screens. I'll just check to see. So the in-cab one looks like it's fine there. Front screen. Yeah, that's alright, if I'm honest. Pretty good. And my rear screen there doesn't look too bad. I do have a spoiler at the back which is casting a little bit of a shadow. May tweak that down just tiny bit, but we'll see how we go. All the settings can be accessed via your phone as well as on the screen of the Dashcam. It is actually easier accessing it on your phone. And as you can see here on screen, there are multiple settings that you can play with, tweak and set it up exactly how you want it. All pretty self-explanatory, easy to do, but far too many to explain on this video today. Right, let's go, come on. Let's have a little ride. So I'm just going to test the audio from the microphone itself within the Dashcam. Hopefully you can hear me. What do you think? Is it clear? In all fairness, I'm not going to be using it for vlogging, so but what it is useful for is if there is an incident and say somebody's leaning your window, any conversations that are had after an incident, accident, whatever you want to call it, they are recorded, so you can use that as evidence. It is accepted as evidence, and obviously you've got 360-degree pretty much view of your car. Hopefully it's picking up the image nice and clear. Notice my rear window is absolutely filthy. This car really does need cleaning. Apologies for that. Right, well, I hope that gave you a little bit of an idea of the sort of footage that you can expect out of this Vantrue N4 Pro. My thoughts, initially installation was easy, it was a doddle. I didn't use the clear film anti-static strips, whatever they call them. I have used those before in other circumstances, and the adhesion that you get with that is not great. I've got no intention of removing the mounts from my vehicle, so it doesn't matter to me that it's directly to the glass. I feel that the adhesion is better that way. The setup of the camera was quite easy as well. Put your SD card in, format it, it will connect to your phone easily. The menu within the screen itself is fairly easy to navigate, and a lot easier on your phone as well. Also, you've got the advantage of being able to operate the camera from your phone, so you can transfer footage directly from it to your phone. You can take the SD card out, put it in your computer and transfer your footage that way, or you do have the USB-C to USB cable that comes with it if you want to remove the whole dash cam and plug it straight in. So for me, the easiest way would just be take the SD card out. That's what I do with all my other cameras, so that's what I do with this. All in all, very good experience. The footage looks pretty good. Setting up the cameras, easy. The hardest bit for me was figuring out where I was going to place it, simply because of how the interior of my car is.
but I'm happy with where it is. It's not in my way, it's not going to be in a passenger's way, it's fine where that is, so that's perfect. And all in all, pretty good so far. I will put the link to the Vantrue website down below where you can pick yourself up one of these. All in all, like I said, it's a thumbs up for me so far. I will do a follow-up video and let you know how I get on with day-to-day use, and obviously we do need to look at the nighttime footage and what it's like with that Starvis 2 HDR from this 4K camera at the front. So I'm interested to see whether we can pick up number plates at night time, and also from the rear camera as well, and to see what the infrared is like within the cab. But that'll be another little video that I'll do as a follow-up once I've had it for a few days or so, or maybe a week or so, and then I'll put out another little video as a little follow-up. But until then, hopefully you found this review useful. Vantrue N4 Pro. If you have, give me a little thumbs up, help support the channel, and I'll see you somewhere next time.